So we're talking about the source unit category, and of course we've landed on a juggernaut brand, and that is Kenwood. But Kenwood isn't just Kenwood, because today we're going to be talking about Kenwood. We'll be talking about EXCELON. We'll be even talking a little bit about JVC. We've got product expert Marcus in the studio with us to break it all down for y'all. So you definitely want to strap in and take some notes. This is CMA Networks, brought to you by SiriusXM, all about Kenwood, and it starts now. What's going on, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to another CMA Network session here presented by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu, and we are talking about source units, the category that is so important for so many dealers out there. It's where it begins, and the offering is better than it ever has been. Now, today, we're going to be focusing on a very big and popular brand, and that is Kenwood. Now, Marcus, tell us a little bit, give us a breakdown of what we're going to be covering today.
Thank you, Ben, for having us. Again, it's really an honor to be here and discuss all our great new offerings that we have in the Kenwood line. And more importantly, we're going to touch on what makes EXCELON and the EXCELON reference line stand apart from the rest of the Kenwood family. And we'll even address one of the questions that we often get asked about what the difference is between our Kenwood line and our JVC line and how to really signify what's different about them. So with that being said, we have a lot to get into. So let's dive right in.
Marcus, I love your enthusiasm, and I am ready as well. But before we do that, we're going to give a quick opportunity to our sponsor, SiriusXM, to remind our dealers why they love it. And when we come back, Kenwood, don't you dare go away.
Hey guys, Ricky Lima here from SiriusXM. I had a chance to speak to some dealers and ask them what they love about selling SiriusXM. Here's what they had to say.
Coast-to-coast coverage.
I love SiriusXM for commercial-free music.
It's a great add-on sale and a profit opportunity.
We love selling SiriusXM because you can listen to the same channel coast to coast.
Profitability and ease of installation. It's a no-brainer.
We love selling SiriusXM for its ease of installation, great profitability, and its reliability. People love it.
And we're back, and like Marcus said, we're going to get right to it. We got a ton of models, as I can see here, that we're going to cover, starting with the DMX908S. This is an EXCELON product in that range. Marcus, tell us all about why this is really one of the most popular models in the whole lineup.
So it's great that we're starting here because this is really where EXCELON starts to get good compared to regular Kenwood, right? So with this source, with this receiver, the source options are almost everything you could possibly ask for. We have HD radio, we have wireless Android mirroring. This is a feature I feel like is completely slept on by some of the industry and really aren't recognizing its full potential when it comes to satisfying their customers' wants and needs. And of course, we're going to have wireless Apple CarPlay as well as wireless Android Auto. And this receiver also features some installation-friendly attributes. So take, for example, it's a shallow chassis. So it makes it a lot easier to stuff all of the modules and things that we need to get into the dashboard and fit those vehicles with even smaller and smaller installation constraints. And we've also thought of everything, right? We look at the back of the receiver. We have a recessed micro HDMI Type D connection and a micro USB Type C connection that are tucked inside the receiver and won't be a problem when it comes to shoving all this in the dashboard and incidentally unhooking one of those connections by accident. Now, it also features extensive customer safety features like 4 camera inputs, and it wouldn't be an EXCELON product without having supreme audio performance like 5-volt output and high-quality audio sound components internally, as well as the ability to set up a 3-way crossover for those active customers that want a full featured sound system.
Certainly a full feature pack unit here from the Kenwood EXCELON lineup. But what about we step up to a reference model, which is also very, very popular, and the model is the DMX958XR. What are the details around this unit?
Well, it's good that you mentioned the DMX958XR because that's when Kenwood becomes the most spicy, for example. You know, this is where we upgraded the display to an HD offering. So it has a full 720p HD screen, and that means we can take advantage of the best visibility for our customer safety and expand that customer experience with our CMOS 740 HD rear camera, which obviously is going to make the visibility behind the vehicle much cleaner and clearer for that safety aspect. We also incorporate some high-res features, allowing you to wirelessly connect Android phones through high-res with our audio LDAC that's built in. So essentially, you can take and wirelessly transmit your high-resolution file formats directly to the receiver without having a cable connection, which is a huge advantage in the EXCELON reference line. Not to mention, we also have an X-covered chassis to help lower the resonant frequencies that are induced through the chassis of the vehicle from getting into our audio components and muddying up the sound.
All right, it's time to step up to some of the bigger screen offerings. And I thought we should definitely take some time to identify a really unique piece within the lineup. In fact, so unique that was designed around the RV market. Marcus, can you tell us more details about the DNR1008 RVs?
So thanks, Ben. I'm glad you brought this up because not only is it our highlighted product right now, but it's really one of the newest versions of our big step up of the 10.1-inch HD floating panel displays. And it's still built on a standard double din chassis, so it should fit just about any vehicle you can fit a double din into without any hassle. Now, for the first thing that really needs to be highlighted on this receiver is that it offers a Garmin navigation specifically designed for the RV and commercial vehicle market to keep you from running into problems when you're navigating around the highways and byways of America, and you don't want to go underneath an overpass or bridge that's too low for your vehicle to fit. Obviously, we don't want to turn our RV into a convertible. Even as fun as that sounds, it's something your customer really won't enjoy, and it's something that could happen while using something like Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. So we have this receiver designed specifically for those markets to avoid those types of problems.
Kenwood.
We're talking big screens, and Kenwood has the top model piece, which is regarded by many as the fan favorite, as the go-to piece, the creme de la creme, if you will. Of course, we're talking about the DNR1007 XR, loaded with features. Marcus, you're going to have to break it down real detailed here, because this is a unit that literally checks off all the boxes.
And that's exactly right, Ben. This is our flagship receiver, the DNR1007 XR. Now, the key around this receiver is that there's no stone left unturned when it comes to features, right? We have the built-in Garmin navigation with its standout features, and it gives those customers the comfort of knowing that no matter what, whether it be a cell phone reception issue or recalculating or any of those things that are often experienced while using phone-based navigation, that Garmin-based navigation is never going to have those same issues. In fact, we have extended features inside the Garmin navigation, like the Real Junction Live View, that allow you to see what lane you need to be in. Even if there's 5 lanes that are going in the almost similar direction, you'll know that you need to be in the left side of that 5-lane option, right? And it also gives those customers more points of interest to search and allows them to really extend their road trip and have the best experience. We also have the ultimate sound controls built into this receiver. It wouldn't be an EXCELON reference receiver if it wasn't for those things. So inside of this receiver, not only do we have a 13-band EQ and time alignment that's built in from, you can find in pretty much all the rest of the Kenwood receivers, but these receivers specifically have the audiophile grade tune components. They have 3-way active crossover control, so you can switch between a 2-way or a 3-way mode, giving you front rear sub control as a 2-way mode, or high, mid, and low control in a 3-way control. And to put the icing on the cake, at the very end of it all, we even have a parametric EQ. So you can go in and adjust and really tweak these systems just like you would with a DSP controlled tuning box. But it's internal on the receiver and allows you to really expand and introduce that customer to that sound quality experience, even if all they ever wanted in the beginning was something with a really pretty screen and maybe wireless Apple CarPlay or the Garmin navigation.
Well, Marcus, thank you so much for breaking down in detail some of the key and clutch features for these popular EXCELON reference models, which leads us to the second part of our presentation, because we did say at the top of the show that we'll be covering some JVC as well. I thought this would be a great opportunity to ask the question that even myself I was curious about. What exactly are the differences between Kenwood head units and JVC ones?
Well, Ben, that is such a common question that we get all the time. And it's really easy to address this question and understand the thought processes and the differences between JVC and Kenwood. Now, most people in this industry understand that these companies have combined in the recent past, and really they want to know why and what makes each one beneficial over the other one. And it really comes down to something very simple, and we've all seen it, especially in the automotive world. A good example of this is comparing Chevrolet to GMC, right? On the outside, the customer sees 2 different experiences. And that kind of goes back to the way the Kenwood is laid out with its unique GUI. And it's more business is the best example I like to call it. It's more designed specifically to be simple to use and operate. And then you look at the JVC GUI, and it's more exciting, more colorful, more animated. So really, the customer looks at the 2 receivers and thinks that they're completely different. But the benefit to the dealers is that on the back end, from the sales aspect and the installation aspect, they're almost nearly identical in what their connection status is or compatibility is and what their installation is. And they fit slightly different price points because they're outfitted with slightly different features. So in all reality, the customer gets or sees 2 different products, but the benefit to our dealers is that they get the same continuity between the 2 different products that they love and come to expect from a Kenwood or a JVC.
Well, Marcus, thank you so much for clarifying that for us. And, I think that is a benefit, the fact that the customer is getting 2 different experiences, really. But on the back end, same old business for the dealer, which is great and makes things super efficient. Now, on that note, there are a couple key pieces within the JVC offering this season that I want to get into. And one of them is kind of unique. I want you to tell us all about the KDX56 or 560 BT.
So the KDX650BT, this is not a brand new receiver, but it is something that offers a unique and hard to fit application in the 12-volt world. And that's the conformal coating combined with it being in a single DIN chassis and also having a shallow chassis at that. And to top it all off, we've incorporated a small display screen that you can add a backup camera to. So when the need arises, you have a more difficult vehicle. Maybe it's a golf cart and somebody's already cut in a single DIN and it's hard to fit without doing a lot of modifications, something like a gauge style receiver. You have something that you can instantly drop in and offer that customer a backup camera. And of course, the same type of functionality that the JVC receivers are known for with the good EQs and all of that. So it offers a little bit of a niche product here, and it really fits in those hard to fit applications.
Oh, my takeaway from that one, Marcus, is simple. I don't think I've ever seen a single DIN with a screen that you can actually put a backup camera to. So that's a pretty unique feature. I think that would benefit a lot of situations. Now, let's get into some more fun stuff. We're going to upsize the screen and with more features, of course, because now we're going to spotlight the KWM875BW.
All right, thank you, Ben. And the reason the KWM875BW is it's one of the JVC offerings into the premium receiver realm. First and foremost, it has all the source options you want. My personal favorite is SiriusXM. And inside the SiriusXM, we even have some extended feature controls that are available in both our Kenwood line and our JVC line. And it offers things like HD radio, wireless Android Auto mirroring, and Android Auto, as well as Apple CarPlay. Now, this receiver is also installer friendly because it features a shallow chassis with, again, the recessed HDMI Type-D connection and the USB Type-C. It also features up to 4 camera inputs, so you can assign and set up these receivers incorporating Maestro RR and RR2 technology, even in a universal format to flash your analog cameras and feed the receiver with a digital signal from that Maestro module, converting older vehicles into more modern style vehicle function with camera systems. And of course, it wouldn't be a JVC product without the absolute best in the GUI performance. You can actually tailor the backgrounds, customize the widget screens. You have animated live wallpapers, and nothing would be a JVC receiver without that gesture touch control, with being able to turn the volume up and down and left and right swipe to change tracks. And all you need to do to change the style of the receiver is press and hold on the screen, and you get a whole new experience. It really truly is one of the premium receivers that JVC has to offer.
Well, Marcus, you've taken us on a journey through Kenwood and now into JVC, and I believe we're about to reach the summit in the model known as KWZ1000W. This is the all-in-one. This is the big screen, the big mama. It's got it all. Tell us all about it.
Now, Ben, I appreciate you pointing out that this is the top-of-the-line receiver in the JVC lineup. And my personal opinion about the KWZ1000W is that it's the coolest GUI experience of any radio we've ever produced, ever. And I'll stand by that statement. You can tailor this experience so much with different colors, with the gesture touch controls that we've mentioned before, and the live wallpapers. There's even a way to set up and program the FNC key to access different shortcuts in the receiver, making the experience a tailored experience to each one of those customers' favorite options inside the setup menu, and having to avoid going through all the menus just to find something you want to make an adjustment to or access your smartphone in a quick manner. We also have a very popular VU meter that displays on screen as a screensaver while you're playing music. Now, we don't just have one VU meter, we have several VU meters that you can choose from, Giving you that EQ that dances on screen while you're playing music in several different formats makes it, again, more customizable and more personable. Now, it's often something I like to mention, but that if you were to take 10 of the KWZ-1000Ws and set them up in a display, you can actually configure so many different versions of our GUI that you wouldn't be able to tell that they were the same receiver. Other than the fact that they fit the same form factor and have the same chassis, the GUI experience can be that unique on each one. We even have the ability to import photos in a custom slideshow and wallpaper format from your Bluetooth connected smartphone, giving you an absolutely unique experience from the customer's perspective. Now, the ace in the hole with this receiver is that it's the ultimate in sound quality experience from the JVC that you can expect. We have K2 tuning that enhances all your sound from your recordings to give you that full spectrum from the top and the bottom of the range. We have 5-volt outputs available in this receiver, and we also have a 3-way crossover with the ability to adjust the receiver with a parametric EQ.
Well, Marcus, we've done the whole tour. We started with Kenwood and EXCELON product. You've helped us identify the difference between Kenwood and JVC. And of course, we've spotlighted a couple clutch JVC pieces. Having said that, if I were to ask you to round out, dealers looking at a presentation like today and looking at the source unit category as a whole, and from the feedback that you have with dealers in training them all the time, what's your final message to dealers to not only maintain and continue being a supporter of your product, but for those dealers looking at perhaps becoming a new authorized dealer of your product?
Well, Ben, my final message is that the customer's really going to enjoy the experience had with both Kenwood and JVC, and with the dynamics between the two and how they kind of target different customers' needs and wants, you have a lot more options. But again, you have that same continuity between both brands. So it doesn't matter if you choose to select JVC as your product or if you select Kenwood or even both. As far as when it comes to setup, sales, and installation, you can certainly enjoy that continuity between either one of them. And of course, the support from our marketing team and our tech support team with all our assets available on both our JVC Drive and our Kenwood University. Not to mention that we make things really simple and easy with our comparison charts, our tech papers, and many of the other ways that we support you. Just taking a phone call in the afternoon after your long, hard day and you run into a problem with setting something up and you need a little bit of advice to help you get it done. We strive to be there for every one of our dealers and to make sure that they're well served and they enjoy selling this product as much as our customers enjoy using this product.
And that was Kenwood trainer MARCUS VASCONCELLOS joining us, giving us all the breakdown that you need to know about the latest Kenwood EXCELON models as well as JVC. Now, I did appreciate Marcus breaking it down for us and explaining the differences between the two. My takeaway from this is not only is this a company that invests in the latest technology and integration options, but now is offering dealers 2 different experiences to pass on to their customers, which I feel is tremendous value. On that note, if you're looking to get more information on any of these products, I do recommend you check out their website at kenwood.com. That's it for this CMA Networks presentation brought to you by SiriusXM. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.
There's never been a better time to have SiriusXM with over 150 channels in your vehicle. Your Platinum Plan offer includes more than ever before to enjoy online, on your phone, or at home. Create your own ad-free personalized stations powered by Pandora. Hear ad-free extra channels and enjoy favorite shows with SiriusXM Video on Demand. What you love is on now.